In 2007, Lindsay vanished without a trace, leaving her family and friends desperate for answers. How can a young, ambitious woman's dream of teaching English in a foreign land turn into a nightmare? This is a question that often resonates in the minds of those who dare to step out of their comfort zone and venture into uncharted territories. A young woman, full of dreams and aspirations, packed her bags, waved goodbye to her family, friends, and familiar surroundings to embrace a new culture, language, and way of life. She was driven by her passion for teaching English, her love for traveling, and her insatiable desire to make a difference. But who could have predicted the tragic turn of events that lay ahead? The chilling tale of Lindsay Hawker proves that it can. In the early months of 2007, an event transpired that would leave the rest of the globe in a state of disbelief, engraving an enduring scar on the visage of global criminality. The narrative we are about to delve into involves a young woman, merely 22 years of age, who carried the name Lindsay Ann Hawker. She hailed from the quiet town of Brandon, tucked away in the heart of England. Lindsay, a vibrant and vivacious individual, had an insatiable thirst for knowledge and a passion for linguistics. She was a well-respected English language educator, recognized for her uncanny ability to make learning engaging and fun. Her journey was guided by her restless spirit, which led her all the way to the land of the rising sun. This was Japan, a nation that stood as a stark cultural contrast to her homeland. As she set foot in Tokyo, the bustling metropolis of Japan, she was brimming with an infectious enthusiasm and a burning curiosity to delve into and understand this diverse culture that was a world apart from the one she knew. This is the story of Lindsay Ann Hawker, a 22-year-old English language teacher from Brandon, England, who arrived in Tokyo, Japan, filled with enthusiasm and a desire to explore a culture vastly different from her own. Lindsay, sparkling with intellect and brimming with talent, was a youthful woman radiating an unabated zest for life. An ardent pursuer of knowledge, she was endowed with a degree in biology, her finger always on the pulse of the scientific world. Lindsay's heart, however, held a special place for teaching, a profession she believed had the power to shape the future. Her passion for teaching was not an ordinary one. Rather, it was the synthesis of her love for learning and an intense desire to share her knowledge. It was this insatiable yearning that led seize an opportunity that would not only allow her to teach, but also immerse herself in a culture vastly different from her own. The private company that provided her this opportunity was looking for someone just like her, someone who could teach English in Japan. This was not just a job for Lindsay, it was an adventure, a chance to spread her wings and fly into a world she had only dreamt of. Thought of teaching English in a country known for its rich culture and technological advancement sent shivers of thrill down her spine. Leaving behind familiar shores, Lindsay disembarked in Japan in October 2006. As if she was born for this, she swiftly adapted to her new life, embracing the challenges and joys it brought with open arms. But fate had a cruel twist in store for Lindsay. In an unexpected turn of events during the early days of March in the year 2007, an atmosphere of horror and dismay began to pervade the air. It all started when a chilling was made at an unassuming flat located in the bustling, vibrant city of Tokyo. The flat was rather nondescript, blending in with its surroundings, tucked away in one of the city's numerous high-rises. But inside held a scene that was anything but ordinary. On the flat's balcony, usually a place of solitude and peace, there rested a bathtub. It wasn't the bathtub itself that was odd, but rather what it held. Filled to the brim with sand, it seemed out of place. An eerie sight to behold, but the true horror lay within that sand. Lindsay's lifeless body was found within this makeshift, a sight that would send even the most hardened detectives reeling. The morbid discovery sent waves of shock far beyond the borders of Japan, rippling across the globe, grabbing the attention of international media outlets, and sparking an upsurge of public interest and concern. This sudden turn of events triggered what would become one of the most extensive and determined manhunts in the annals of Japanese history. The discovery sent shockwaves around the world and sparked one of the largest manhunts in Japanese history. The prime suspect was Tatsuya Ichihashi, a 28-year-old man whom Lindsay had been teaching English. A man with an intense and focused personality, Ichihashi was not just any student but one who had an eerie obsession towards Lindsay. Despite the simplicity of their teacher-student relationship, Ichihashi had misconstrued it to be something more. His relentless pursuit of Lindsay was becoming despite the clear signals from her end that she was not interested. His obsession didn't end just in the confines of the classroom, it extended beyond the school's walls. On a few occasions, Ichihashi had been seen following Lindsay home, an act of stalking that was both chilling and alarming. This was not just a harmless infatuation anymore, it was an invasion of personal space, a clear sign of danger. Lindsay was understandably shaken by these developments and had promptly reported the incident to her employer. She wanted to believe that the authorities would take immediate action, but to her dismay, nothing much was done. She was stuck in a predicament that was getting more complicated and scarier by the day. But nothing was done. Following the gruesome discovery of Lindsay's body, Ichihashi managed to elude the grasp of the law enforcement, setting off an extensive manhunt that spanned across the entire nation. This unanticipated turn of events led authorities on a relentless chase as they sought to bring the criminal to justice. As news of Lindsay's murder spread, the public was gripped with fear and indignation, resulting in an outpouring of support for the police's efforts to apprehend Ichihashi. What followed was a game of cat and mouse, with Ichihashi constantly managing to slip through the cracks. The audacity with which he evaded capture generated widespread outrage and shock. From north to south, the country was on high alert as every suspicious activity was scrutinized and every lead was pursued. In a bid to avoid identification, Ichihashi underwent a drastic transformation. He went under the knife, resorting to plastic surgery in a desperate attempt to alter his appearance. This not only changed his physical attributes, but also made it exceedingly difficult for the authorities to track him down. Despite the numerous challenges, the law enforcement remained undeterred, their resolve only strengthening with each passing day. As weeks turned into months and months into years, Ichihashi continued to remain elusive. His audacious escape and ability to remain hidden sparked a sense of unease and frustration among the public and authorities alike. The chase continued for over 2 years, Ichihashi's name becoming synonymous with one of the most infamous manhunts in the country's history. He altered his appearance through plastic surgery and remained on the run for over 2 years. But justice was not to be denied. It was a cold November day in 2009 when the long arm of the law finally closed in on Tatsuya Ichihashi. The city was Osaka, a bustling port town known for modern architecture, nightlife, and delicious street food. As the ferry terminal buzzed with the comings and goings of countless travelers, one man stood out. Ichihashi, an unsuspecting figure in the crowd, was far from home and on the run. He was now unrecognizable, a stark contrast to his former self. The boyish charm he once possessed was now replaced with an aura of fear and desperation. Over the years, he had undergone numerous surgical procedures to alter his facial features, intended to camouflage amidst the crowd. The drastic changes were part of his desperate attempts to evade the relentless pursuit of justice. But the law enforcement was not oblivious. Their watchful eyes had been tracing every move Ichihashi made. All his efforts to change his looks, his identity, could not mislead the police. The authorities had been closing in, their nets tightening, each passing moment bringing Ichihashi's freedom to its inevitable end. His downfall was not a matter of if, but when. They were waiting for him at the ferry terminal, their patience finally paying off. The arrest was swift and without incident. The long-awaited moment had come. Ichihashi was charged with the rape and murder of Lindsay Hawker. The trial was a media sensation, with people all over the world eagerly awaiting the outcome. As the eyes of the globe remained transfixed on this case, time seemed to stand still. The date was set in July of the year 2011, a date that would leave an indelible mark on the annals of judicial history. The defendant was Tatsuya, a man who had caused ripples of shock and disbelief throughout the world. His name, which had once been anonymous, was now infamous, attracting attention from every corner of the planet. The courtroom buzzed with anticipation as the judge prepared to deliver the verdict. The tension in the room was palpable, every soul holding their breath, waiting for the hammer to the moment of truth arrived. The judge announced, Ichihashi was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. He admitted to the murder amidst gasps from the courtroom, but claimed that Lindsay's death was not intentional but accidental, sending shockwaves through the crowd once again. The verdict did indeed bring a measure of comfort to the devastated family of Lindsay, but it could never truly erase the searing pain that her loss had carved into their hearts. Her father, Bill Hawker, a man of stoic demeanor and strong resolve, channeled his grief into a mission. He was determined, driven by the memory of his beloved daughter, that her tragic story would never be brushed under the rug. His love for Lindsay inspired him, fueled him, and pushed him relentlessly to make sure that she was never forgotten. Not just Lindsay's father anymore, he had become her advocate, her voice, her living memory. The pain of his loss wasn't something that would fade, but rather it was a constant reminder of the purpose his life had now taken. Bill Hawker's dedication was not just limited to preserving the memory of his daughter. He expanded his mission to embrace the plight of foreign teachers as a whole, to raise awareness about the potentially life-threatening dangers they could face in unfamiliar lands. He became an advocate for educators and tirelessly engaged in lobbying for changes in policies and safety measures. He pleaded, he campaigned, he worked without rest to push for changes that would better protect these teachers, these brave individuals who'd left the security of their homes to impart knowledge in foreign lands. The verdict brought some solace to Lindsay's grieving family, but it did not erase the pain of their loss. Lindsay's father, Bill Hawker, dedicated himself to ensuring that his daughter's story was not forgotten. He worked tirelessly to raise awareness about the dangers foreign teachers can face and to push for changes to better protect them. The case of Lindsay Hawker, a cold, unforgiving reminder of the risks that often accompany stepping into the unknown, setting foot into uncharted territories. As we delve into this story, it underlines the significance of two often overlooked aspects of life: safety and vigilance, especially for those who are driven by their dreams and courage to venture abroad to make a living, to work, to simply experience life in a different corner of the world. These brave and adventurous souls who often sacrifice their comfort zone to embrace the thrill of starting afresh in a foreign land should be acutely aware of their surroundings. It's crucial for them to understand the dangers lurking behind the perceived excitement of the unknown. This is exactly what this case emphasizes: the importance of precaution and sense of awareness. The tale of Lindsay Hawker is, unfortunately, a tragic one. She was a young woman, full of life and aspirations, with dreams as vast as the ocean. However, her dream gradually unfolded into an unbearable nightmare, a horrifying reality that she could have envisaged. This story, a heart-wrenching saga of an innocent life lost, continues to echo in the hearts of people across the globe. It's a story that doesn't fade with time, a story that continues to resonate with people around the world. Despite the chilling circumstances of her death, Lindsay's spirit lives on. She was a beacon of hope, a breath of fresh air who brought illumination to every corner of her world. Her radiant smile and sparkling eyes represented her unwavering zest for life. Her aura was infectious, touching the hearts of those who crossed her path, leaving a significant mark that outlasted her physical presence. Lindsay, a champion of change, a catalyst who believed in the power of transformation. Her demise was untimely, a painful punctuation in the beautiful story of her life. Yet, even in death, Lindsay continues to inspire countless people around the globe. Her journey, although short, was profound and impactful, highlighting of the human spirit in the face of adversities. Her story serves as a powerful reminder to society, a warning against the dangers lurking in the shadows of our world, hidden beneath the veneer of progress and modernity. It is a wake-up call to humanity, an appeal to eliminate the evils that threaten our existence. But beyond the tragic narrative, Lindsay's story is testament to her brave spirit. It's a tribute, not to the loss of a life, but to the enduring spirit of a young woman who ventured into the world with an open heart and a passion for teaching. And so, we remember Lindsay Hawker, a woman not to be forgotten easily. She was not just a person, she was an ideal, a beacon of courage and resilience. Lindsay, a name that became synonymous with bravery, the embodiment of a vibrant spirit, a spirit that shimmered, glowed, and engulfed those around her like a warm, comforting fire. She taught us the real essence of bravery, standing up against the adversities that life threw her way, only to emerge stronger, more resolute. She did not allow her spirit to be dimmed by the storms she faced. Instead, she used them to shine brighter, to inspire those around her, to challenge the status quo, to push boundaries. Lindsay was not just a woman, she was a vibrant young woman with a heart full of dreams, expectations, and aspirations. Her existence on this earth was short, but her legacy, her impact, continues. It continues to resonate, continues to inspire, and continues to challenge us, even when she is no longer physically present among us. She was not a victim. She was a survivor, a warrior, a beacon of hope. She demonstrated that life may be tough, but so are we. So when we remember Lindsay, we don't remember her as a victim, but as the brave, vibrant young woman she was. That's why it's crucial we remember her, keep her memory alive, reflect on her bravery, and strive to make the world a safer place for all. In fact, it's not just an effort, it's a responsibility, a duty we owe to Lindsay, to ourselves, and to the generations to come. And thus, her legacy continues to inspire and challenge us to make the world a safer place for all.